Hello and welcome back to Mystery Legion. Alright, today we're going to embark on a journey to the mystical lands of Dragonriders of the Styx, where dragons soar and warriors clash. I don't have the larger Dragonriders of the Styx action figures. They are a little bit expensive for me now, but they were among the cheapest knockoffs you could get back in the day. But I do have some of these little plastic figures that came from the playsets. If you take a look at these demons, they're truly spectacular. They're different than anything you could get at the time, it seemed like. There's my one red demon. The interesting thing about Dragonriders of the Styx, or at least at this specific playset, is many of the designs seem to have been inspired or even perhaps even copied directly out of the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual. These guys don't seem to be direct knockoffs, but wait till I show you my wizard. He is actually a version, an exact version almost, of the TSR logo wizard. Here's all four of them together. Don't they look great? Pretty cool. There weren't a lot of miniatures that were going around back in the 80s. If you were lucky enough to live near like a hobby shop, you could get miniatures, but usually you didn't see too many of them other than maybe a couple of box sets of Grenadier miniatures. I think I had one with two halflings sitting on top of each other. But stuff like this was a godsend because not a lot of people were using miniatures, in my neighborhood at least, for Dungeons & Dragons, but if you had something like this, you could use it. We often resorted to other things like jelly beans or paper chits. Here's the TSR wizard, one of my favorite figures. And an interesting thing about him is he's actually hollow. If you pick him up and look underneath, it's just this kind of big open space. But doesn't he look exactly like the TSR Game Wizards logo? You can see the light is able to shine right through him. Here's a couple of warriors. Another way you knew that it was real D&D is because of the prevalence of pole arms. Pole arms were never bigger than in the early D&D days. They were some of the coolest weapons. Let's see if I can show some of the details on the armor over here. They both have pretty cool plate mail armor. These would be some great men-at-arms. Or maybe you could even use them as your main characters if you were playing D&D at the time. They came in these plastic playsets. There was one called the Castle Ruins of Castellon, the Dungeons of Castellon. Here's our wizard again. Dragonrider 6, you can get these figures still. Watch out for the overpricing, which happens. I can't get to this focus. Let me try and focus a little bit more. Come on. If I bring him closer. There he goes. Well, not quite. Never mind. The demon focuses in pretty good. This is my most beat up demon. This particular demon looks like he was buried at one point. He's a bit dirty. And here he is again. I always thought these were really cool. The little plastic figures are kind of a weird obsession. I like these, and then for science fiction, I liked the Galaxy Team Laser Force. I have a question about this particular guy. These are one of the Dragonriders. These were the good guys. Obviously, it's some kind of dragon or lizard type of thing, but you notice he has a club tail. I think that's meant to be kind of like a Catablopus, which was one of the monsters right at the very front of the monster manual because it started with a C. You can still find these guys on eBay for fairly affordable prices. Look for a lot of them. The Naga and I think there's an ogre that I have look almost exactly like illustrations you might find in the original Dungeon Master's Guide. Alright, well, what do you think? Thank you for joining me on this journey. However, it would be great if you would like and subscribe, and we'll be looking at all kinds of toys out of my collection and action figures and just about anything I find kind of interesting. See you next time.